What's good again? This is Emmanuel Mudiay, one of the most highly touted prospects in this draft. Did not play college basketball this year. He went over to China to play professionally. And it's hard to tell whether or not he hurt or helped his stock. I would have to say he probably helped his stock because he's in the conversation for the #1 pick overall. You're going to have to wait and see what goes on in like some of the camps and the private workouts and the combine especially too. But Mudiay is a 6'5" point guard with exceptional athleticism. He can score or pass, create for himself and his teammates. The dude can really ball. If you look at some of the game footage that's out there of him, there's actually full game stuff you can watch from China. So not just highlights, which I always try to not just watch highlights, because highlights, obviously, what you're going to see. You're only going to see the great stuff that the person does. But Draft Express also does really good full package scouting report stuff. So, they break down the strengths and the weaknesses. So you get a chance to see a little bit of both. So I like to use their stuff quite a bit. But, yeah, I would say his best strength is his athleticism and his size. His biggest weakness is that he doesn't really shoot a super high percentage from the outside, but we all know that's something that can be handled, especially, considering he's only 19 years old. Averaged 18 points a game in China this year with 6.3 rebounds and 5.9 assists. Did his thing, for real. So let's look at the overall rating. He actually has gotten the highest overall rating of anybody I've rated so far, which is a 77. So that's pretty decent. But you see the three-point shooting is low. His free throw is also low. Just struggling as with his shot period. And it's not a broken form, so there's reason to believe it can get better. But as of right now, he is not a great shooter. You take a look at the potential, though. I hooked him up with the 89. He also has a good number of badges as well. You see 14 badges, and he's labeled as an athletic finisher. As I mentioned with other in the previous episode, don't get caught up looking at this on the screen. Some of the stuff here, some of these guys I haven't rated yet. Some of them I have. Some of them still need to be touched up a little bit, whatever. Also, Emmanuel Mudiay is from the Congo, even though he did spend some time in the United States in high school. So that's something. Another thing, just to make a comment, because I know some people are going to be like, who is that? That TJ McConnell right there, yes, that is TJ McConnell from Arizona. For whatever reason, the game will not allow me to name him McConnell and spell it correctly with the 2 C's. Had to put the K in there for them to allow me to even make that. Just a little note. Just a little note. Little notey note. All right, let's move on to the next guy. This is one of the most dynamic players in the nation. He finished runner-up to LaQuavius Cotton in the college dunk contest. He is Kiefer Sykes from Wisconsin Green Bay. This dude is only 6 feet tall. He's probably more like 5'11", but he has a 45-inch vertical, and he's ridiculous athleticism. He actually is also from Chicago for sure. So yeah, I didn't cheat or make it bump his ratings up because he's from Chicago. I went based off of the stats and the scouting report and the videos and times that I've seen him, right? So, but look, in college this year, as a senior, 18.5 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 3.9 assists. So, he did his thing, and he's also Conference Player of the Year, so in the Horizon League Player of the Year. So, this dude can play. This dude can put it in the hole. I know that. We don't know. I'm not sure if he's a playmaker or not. He only averaged 3.9 assists a game. But he could be one of those guys that come off the bench, instant offense. Nate Robinson obviously comes to mind. Aaron Brooks, that kind of guy. And, all those guys played in Chicago. So, but, the diminutive kind of point guard. But when you can get up like this guy can get up, you gotta recognize, right? So that's the key, attribute with him. If you look at the rating I gave him a 72, and most of that rating comes from the fact that he's a dynamic athlete, because you can see from the three-point range thing, he's not shooting it that well. Only shot at 30.1% in college, and obviously you pull that down a little bit when you go to, when you bump the ratings up to go to the NBA. But look at the quickness, just the stuff that's all about speed and leaping ability. I gave him a 96 in lateral quickness. If you check out some highlights of this guy, you won't question the quickness stuff. Stand and dunk only gave him the 34, but drive and dunk I gave him an 80. I could have gave him higher than that, but he's 6 feet, so I kind of tamed it a little bit. Speed 95, quickness a 95, and the vertical is a 95. I actually could even go high on the vertical. I really could. I really could. I'm do it for the I gotta do it. 97 on the vertical. 97. 45 inches. 45-inch vertical. Come on, you can't even say nothing. Can't say nothing about that. So I hook him up there. And obviously he has some pretty decent. He gets a lot of height on the jump shot. Yes, he does. He has some pretty decent badges. Got 24 badges. He's an athletic finisher. Like I said, gave him the 72. So there you go. All right, now it is time for the next guy. So we are going to scroll all the way up here. And ignore all of that. Willie Cauley-Stein, 7-footer from Kentucky, and I think this is a pretty good render. I think I did a pretty decent job at that. But obviously, Willie Cauley-Stein is known for his defensive prowess. That's his thing. Not much of a scorer at all. He is a very good athlete, but just not much of a scorer. So his key thing is his length on defense and athleticism. He's able to defend the pick and roll well. He's also able to stay with, if he gets caught in the switch, he's able to do that. His length on the perimeter to block shots is really crazy, really crazy. 8.9 points a game, 6.4 rebounds, and assist. Now his block shot numbers are not as high as you would think, but I think that that's due to the fact that he didn't play a lot of minutes. His also 7'2" wingspan is not extremely wide for a 7-footer, or So that was one thing that kind of surprised me, that his wingspan wasn't a little bit higher. But yeah, he blocked 1.7 shots a game this year. He actually blocked 2 last year, but obviously he was playing a little bit more minutes, and Kentucky's team wasn't stacked as much as it is from front to back, or as much as it was from front to back this year. But yeah, that length and the athleticism is the key rating for him. You roll down here, the rating I gave him is a 68 overall. Really couldn't give him more than that because offensively he doesn't bring much to the table aside from dunking. That's about the best that he's gonna give you. So if you look at the rebounding ratings, he didn't average a ton of rebounds either. Only averaged 6.4 rebounds. That hurt the rebound numbers, but it's obviously the potential is there. Blocks is a 77. I gave him a little bit of love on that because I know who he is. The dunk ratings is high. The two-hand dunk he threw down in the, my God, the SEC tournament was just bananas. So 85 is pretty high for the vertical too. So the 68. And let's see, for badges, he got 8 badges. He's a raw athletic center. I would say that accurately describes Willie Cauley-Stein. So that is this episode or this update for the draft class. I appreciate you guys watching. God bless. Peace.